Men are avoiding marriage. Why? That is the big question today. It might not be what you expect, so stick around. Why are men like us discouraged about going into marriage? On this episode, I will be telling you the obvious reason why men are discouraged about marriage. And I will be telling you the fundamental reason, the real reason why women are saying no to marriage. Statistically, the number of marriage has gone down drastically, and the number of divorce has gone up. Why that? Look, I'm a father of 3 children, and they are girls. One day we'll be very, very glad and happy to see them having a normal home, whereby they have their husband, they have their children, a structured home where they can raise the next generation. That I would be delighted to see that happen. It is a way I can at least try or make my opinion know that there's a possibility that that could happen in the future. This is how I'm going to do it. On this episode, as I said, is that I will be telling you the obvious reason why men are discouraged about marriage. I will tell you the real reason, the fundamental reason why we are discouraged. And I will be giving you my opinion or what I think that we should be doing, at least to mitigate or reduce or even eradicate this problem in future, at least for young men or young women. Future marriage. And before last time, let me just give you one story. For those that have been following me in this channel, know that I was married for more 2 decades. And also you would know that I have once make a reference to the friends I used to have then. And that one thing we all have in common then was that we were all married. So once in a while, we always get together and discuss about family issue or problem or all of that thing. So it was like a common thing to us, 4 of us then. So that's one thing we surely have in common a few years ago. And another thing we have in common now today is that we all not married. None of us is married at this point. In my case, those that be following me know I lost my wife to cancer about 6 years ago. And the other 3, they went through divorce for various reasons. The last time we discussed, we were talking about, are we still ready to go into marriage again in this current atmosphere? But I think we wanted that we all, the energy that we all displayed there, that there was some discouragement about going back to that institution of marriage. And the reason we all agree on is what I will be discussing today. So stick around. And please, this channel, give me a like button, share it if you can. Give me I want to hear your comment. Whether you are against it, my opinion, or you are for my opinion, just give me your comment. Let me see what you think. It's very important, and I respond to every comment. So let's move forward. First of all, let me tell you the obvious reason why men are discouraged when it comes to marriage. 1, economic consideration. Economic consideration. What do I mean by that? We all hear about cost of living crisis, things are expensive. And we men, we believe our job is to provide and protect. So if we believe we can't really provide to the extent that we think that we satisfy the family, we just say, maybe we're not capable of going to marriage. That's one of the obvious reasons, economic consideration. The next obvious reason is the changing social norms. The changing social norms. What do I mean by that? In this current climate, there is not generally accepted the fact that couple can actually cohabitate, even procreate, without going through the marriage processes like signing document or inviting third party, which in this case the government, to be part of our life. So if we can avoid those things, if we can cohabitate and still procreate, what is the point signing document? So changing social norm is one of the reasons why men are discouraged into going into marriage. That is another obvious reason. Another obvious reason is fear of commitment. We want our freedom. We want to travel. We want to explore the world. We want to make our money and make decisions on whatever we want to do with our life. So we do not want to be trapped down. We do not want to be answerable to somebody just to do what we wish. So that freedom is one of the reasons why we don't go into marriage. So commitment is a big thing. We don't want to go into this anxiety or the nuances that go with marriage. So we rather just stay single and live our life. That's one of the obvious reasons. And the other obvious reason is personal experiences. Just like me and my friends, we've experienced marriage. We experience the downside. We experience the challenges that go with marriage. The big question to us now is that do we want to go into that again, knowing fully well that we still end up experiencing these things? So that, in essence, can discourage people for even thinking about getting into marriage again, because you've experienced it. Most cases, it might not be a good experience. So why going back there again? So that is another obvious reason. But the real fundamental reason, the real reason, has nothing to do with all the obvious reasons I just said why we men are discouraged or avoiding marriage. It has nothing to do with all those obvious reasons. The main reason why we are discouraged, remember, like I said, I will tell you the main reason, is family law. Family law is the main reason why men say no to marriage. Family law was created to protect each party, in the event of divorce or relationship breakdown. So it's created to make sure nobody is left dry. Everyone, there's a balance when divorce takes place. That was the reason why family law was created. Whether intentional or unintentional design and skill toward women. How? What do I mean by skill toward women? For example, in this modern day, if there is a divorce today, of which we know statistically that almost 80% of divorce are initiated by women. But regardless of the reason why the divorce takes place, women are somehow automatically the custody of the children that are involved. So that is one battle that the man has to fight. That is one. And two, automatically 50-50 sharing of the asset. Whether the wife contribute or not, it doesn't really matter. 50-50 sharing of the asset. That's two. And three, alimony payment. Even after the divorce, whether the man is the causes of the divorce or not, even after the divorce, you are still committed to take care of someone that decided to divorce you in the first place. It means in the way of paid alimony, whether it's your fault or not. And the obvious one is child support. That I'm not against that. You brought a child to this world, you have to support your children. But that can be mitigated by the reason I will give you toward the end of this video, how to avoid or how to change the direction of travel when it comes to men being discouraged to go into marriage. So after seeing all of this, the men ask themselves, what is there for me? What am I benefiting from getting married? Knowing fully well that one day she might just say, okay, I'm not getting interested. And you get hooked for life. That is the main reason why we don't feel comfortable talking about marriage or thoughts of going to marry. It's the family law. How? Okay. And I promise you, I'm going to tell you what I think, how to avoid, how to mitigate it, how to at least change the direction of travel when it comes to this problem. What is my suggestion? What do I think we should do to reduce this thing, to encourage men again to go into marriage? What do we need to do? What are the changes that we need to make? One of the changes is this. If the family law can be changed or at least amended to reflect the following. One, there will be no automatic custody for the wife to take care of the children. There will be no automatic custody. Instead, that will be replaced by automatic 50-50 custody of the children, regardless. If that is in place, that whenever divorce happens, both parties share the custody of the children 50-50 automatically. That will be one of the solutions. And two, if government can remove all the incentive, all the benefit that a wife will gain by divorcing her husband, all the benefit, that can be a solution. And three, there will be no automatic 50-50% of sharing of assets in the event of divorce. Asset sharing will depend how much each party contributed into the wealth of that family during the course of the marriage. What did you contribute during the marriage will determine your share of the asset. And very important, child support, which I support myself, because you need to take care of your children. If there's automatic 50-50 custody, meaning that child support will not be a big burden to the husband or to the man. Not only, look, let that aside. For me, if you want me to, honestly, that alimony thing is something that government has to look at. We have to look at their alimony payment. You cannot expect a wife, for example, to cheat on her husband, and you still expect that husband to keep on paying her alimony after the divorce. That area has to be really, really looked at I made some amendment. I made some very serious amendment there in terms of alimony payment. And that can reduce and can motivate men to start looking at marriage again. Women can just decide to change it, can just decide to solve this problem on their own. How? If they can, maybe in the form of protest or whatever, they might just get together and ask the lawmaker to change family law based on what I just said. To change family law so that to encourage men to go into marriage, they can do that if they want to do it. And the problem will be solved just like that. So this is what I think we should do to reduce this level of discouragement of men going into marriage. Abolish automatic custody to the woman. Abolish it. Let it be 50-50 custody, automatic. Look into alimony payment. We discourage men too much. Look into sharing of assets in the event of divorce. If all these things can be looked at, believe me, men will be encouraged again to go into marriage, and the level of divorce will go down. Because if there is no incentive of divorcing a good man, divorce rate will come down. People will not like to divorce because there is no benefit from doing it. The reason why people do is because there's benefit. If that can be removed, then this problem can be solved. That's me done today, unfortunately, because I just want to put this out there, and I just hope at least it will help the young men and young women in future, so that marriage can be something that is attractive again. The marriage that can be something. Look, as I said before, marriage is a good thing. You have two adults live it together, plan together, have a structure, and raise the next generation. It's a good thing. So why can't we just prioritize this and make it work for the next generation at least? That is where I look at it. This is a very important topic. Let me know what you think. You don't have to agree with me. You can disagree with me, but let me hear your own opinion on what you think that we should do to encourage men again to go into marriage and make marriage an attractive institution again. Hit the like button for me and share it if you can. And till then, have a nice day.